Hello everyone, it is the 30th of March 2024, early afternoon. Have some time this afternoon that I get to devote to my project. I'll jump right into pulling the first valve lifter, the bad one, out. So I'll take you along on that journey, see if I struggle with that or if it just comes out easily. I don't know if it'll be easy or hard. My new lifter is ready to go in, but before I pull it out, I got to make sure that it's fairly clean around there too. I don't want to introduce any dirt inside the engine. And I'll be using my cart here as a work surface for the other valve lifters that I'm going to remove one at a time and disassemble, clean, lubricate, and put back in. So we'll see how this goes. All right, moving along here, I brought some tools to help me out with things. These, what do you call these tools? I don't even remember what to call them anymore. I tell you what, my mind is just blank. But anyway, using these tools to pull out the lifters with. Got myself some paint thinner. I'll use that with on a rag, see if that'll help me to clean some of this gunk out in there. I got a lot of oil that's pulled up in the back here. I need to sop that up and get it out of there too. And this lifter moved real easy. I barely touched it and it just kind of fell back in the hole. I should have already had one of these tools handy. Let me see if I can grab one real quick. Yeah, it's not going to work. No. Need one with more of a hook on it. Yeah, not really. Sorry, I'm just looking for the right tool here. Okay, I think I found one that'll work better. Okay, here we go. I think it's just going to come right out pretty easily. Maybe I'll just have to grab it by hand to get it all the way out. I don't know. It's been a while since I pulled out a lifter. Okay, well, I'm going to work on that. After I get it out, I'll continue. All right, I got it out. I just needed to use both hands to really get it out. So I brought a push rod with me, the one that happens to match this lifter. Not that that's that important right now, but I wanted to see if it has any spring action to it or not, just out of curiosity. Okay, this is interesting. This is a new lifter on the left here, so I was able to push down on it fairly easily with my push rod. Not far, but it does move. But when I tried to push on this one, it doesn't move at all. It's like solid as a rock. So obviously that lifter is bad. It must have collapsed some or something. I'm not really sure what the dynamics are here when that lifter fails like that, but big difference with the new one on the left. So I'm going to go ahead and slide that new one in the bore. I guess I can show you while I'm doing that. It's already been soaking in oil, so it'll just go right in the bore easily, I hope. There we go. And that's it. So I got my one new lifter installed. By God, if I wanted to, I could just put all this back together and I'd be done. But no, not quite. I got a lot more to do. But that's the big step. The bad lifter's been replaced. Well, that was interesting. Reminds me of when I was a young boy and I used to take apart my electronic toys and I could never get them back together again working. But I learned a lot in the process. Not sure if I learned anything here except maybe what a disassembled hydraulic valve lifter looks like on a Ford. In this case, a Lincoln 462. But I'm not really sure what was wrong with this lifter. I mean, it came apart pretty easily. Didn't really have any trouble disassembling it. There might have been a little bit of dirt in there. I don't know if that could possibly have been enough to plug any holes up, but I didn't notice anything really plugged or anything inside here. So interesting. So since it was so easy to take apart, I'm going to go ahead and go for the next one and the next bore. Take that one apart carefully, a little more carefully than I did this one, so I can put it back together again. Remember how I did it. But anyway, that's what it looks like inside. Not sure why it was failing, but it was. Alright, I've gotten the second lifter out now, next to the collapsed one. I do notice one difference on the end of them. This is the collapsed one. You can see that end piece is not sticking out as far. Maybe that's the part that's collapsed. I don't know. And I don't know if I should try and push that out or not, or just clean it, put it back together. I did find some debris inside of here and whatnot. And what's interesting is when I tried to press down on the second one, it wouldn't go down either, just like the collapsed one. Couldn't move it. So, like the new ones will move a little bit. So I'm a little confused about that. I'm going to see how it does after I've done cleaning it. I'm going to have to wash some kind of solution through there to get the rest of the dirt that's inside there out. I didn't really want to soak it in any kind of cleaning solution because then I got to dry it real thoroughly and then lubricate it. But if that's what I got to do, I guess that's what I'll do. I'm just having a few sprinkles of rain, and I'm not happy about that. It's not supposed to be raining today. Anyway, I just reassembled this one lifter that I took apart and lubricated it and all that before I put it back together, and it definitely works better. It springs like it should, so I'm glad I took it apart and cleaned it and all that. So now I got to do that 14 more times. Here's an update. It's been a couple hours, I think, since I started. I unfortunately lost at least an hour to an unexpected rainstorm. It wasn't in the forecast. I was not happy. I had to quickly cover things up and put things away till the rain went away. It's been interesting because each of these lifters is like unique. You know, they're not all precisely the same in how they act and how I tear them apart. Most of them I've been able to get out of the bores pretty easily. Now I'm stuck on that one, so I actually broke out my new tool that I thought I wasn't going to get to use. I'm going to, since I can see what I'm doing all the way down to the lifter, it'll be instructive to learn how to use this thing so I can finish pulling that thing out. I've got one lifter, which is the fourth one back, that's sitting here. I was not able to get it fully apart. The inner piston is stuck in there. I moved it some, but then it got stuck, and I can't get it out the rest of the way. I can't push it back down, so I don't want to ruin it. So it could be if I don't run into any other problem childs, that I may put my second new lifter in place of that one. So yeah, a couple of the lifters have definitely had some dirt in the bottom of them, so I'm glad I'm doing this to take them apart and clean them. They all seem to go back pretty easily. It's just been an interesting learning experience. Never done lifters before like this, taking them apart, tried to salvage them and all that. Of course, it would have been better to be able to replace them all with new, but that would have meant the camshaft would have needed to be ground down or replaced, and I'm not doing an engine rebuild right now, so just plugging along. So I'm going to see about this tool, how to use it, and get that lifter out of there. This is interesting even more with this tool because it's really hard, almost impossible, to lock this part into the lifter in order to use the slide hammer to pop it out. And when I look on the back of the package, it doesn't even show. It shows you already inside the engine, kind of like I have it now. I'm not trying to go through the head like I thought. I know it's possible if you're lucky enough to get that thing to grab the lifter, but the way this is coming out, it doesn't hold. And if I try to turn it or pull it, it just slips out. So I actually have to go in with a wrench, tighten this part right here to spread this out so it'll grab the edge of the lifter firmly, and then I'll be able to pull it out. So I guess I wouldn't have been able to use this tool anyway without taking this engine apart, which is interesting. So even though the tool didn't work like I thought it would, it certainly made it possible for me to pull this out of the bore, and that's all I needed right now. So I'm glad I had the tool, because it would have been a lot harder to free it otherwise. All right, I'm having a lot of serious doubts right now about what I'm doing with these lifters. I thought I had found the smoking gun with this original lifter. This is the one that all the noise was coming from, and I had thought something was wrong on the end here. But I've come to find out that all the other lifters look the same, exactly the same. When you take it all apart, they all are short like that on the end. And so now I'm wondering what exactly was wrong with this lifter. I mean, it looks just like all the others that I've taken apart. I don't see any smoking gun. I don't see any real damage on it. So, oh boy, that's not too good. It makes me wonder if I've got a bad lobe on the camshaft or something like that. Or maybe maybe by taking this apart, maybe there was a plug in the little hole in the side. Where is that hole at? Oh, I guess it's in this part here. And I just happened to clean it up. I don't know. So I'm full of doubts right now, and I'm a little worried that all this work I'm doing might be for naught. So I guess what I'm going to do is just continue on all the way through and continue to dismantle all the lifters, clean them, and put them back together. And I guess I'll just have to hope for the best. But I got to tell you, I've got some serious doubts right now about what I'm doing.